Hey guys, how you guys all doing today? I'm super excited. I want to say thank you to all of you who commented in past videos, especially the last one. It was such a blast. I got so many comments, so many inbox messages, so many messages. I want to say thank you for your support. I want to say thank you to everyone who shared, who liked, who commented. God bless you real good. And today I'm going to be welcoming anyone who is coming for the first time on this video series. I'm super excited that you are here. I'm trusting that you're gonna have a wonderful time, so sit tight. All right, so today we're gonna be talking about something. Guess, I don't know what you guessed, but anyways, today we're going to be talking about something that the Africans call congee. The Americans call it being horny. Some other people call it sexual urge. But whatever it is, I'm sure that you know what I'm talking about by now. All right, so today I'm going to be bringing it from a different perspective, because over time I've realized that people bring it from a perspective of those who are like already in relationships. So like for like couples, they try to tell them, hey, don't do this, don't stay in dark places, don't go to places alone, so you guys can keep yourself till marriage and stuff. But how about single people who do not have a bae or a boo yet, and they're trying so hard to keep themselves in marriage, but then they still have this feeling that makes them want to have sex? What do we do with it? And so this is why I am here today. I want to talk about some ways that I've been able to master it. So let me say here that sexual urge is a gift. Me personally, I don't want to lose my sexual urge because I need it for my marital destiny. Basically, the point I'm trying to make here is that even though your sexual urge is a gift, it is to be mastered. It is not to master you. God gave you your sexual urge so you can master it, so you can control it. Sometimes I've asked myself, why did God decide to give us like this sexual urge thing, this congee thing, before marriage? See, when he knew that he didn't want us to use it outside marriage, why did he decide to give us, way before marriage? I mean, if he didn't want us to have premarital sex, why didn't he just wait till like our wedding night, and then we are thanking the Lord for a wonderful wedding, and then boom, the sexual urge just comes and we are ready for praise and worship. But yes, God decided that he wanted to give us our sexual urge, as I would have thought, because he wants us to master it, because he wants us to understand it, because he wants us to control it. I mean, imagine that on your wedding night, for instance, you have never in your life experienced sexual urge before, and then on your wedding night you just feel this thing as like, woohoo, what's going on here? But I believe that God gave us, so we can master it, we can control it. Because even in marriage, you don't just have sex anywhere, anyhow. It's in a controlled environment, at least to a large extent. I think so. The married people can challenge me on this. Okay, all right. But basically, today I want to talk about some of the preventive ways that we can master our sexual urges, and some of the corrective ways that we can master it. And I'm going to be talking from my own personal experience. Does that make sense? Okay, let's do this together. All right. Preventive, one of the preventive ways I'll say is know your triggers. I know this might sound very cliche, but it's the truth. Let me give you an example of myself. So I started to watch this series. I wouldn't name the series on this video, so it doesn't look like I'm debunking it, I'm putting down a series. But I started to watch this series, and it was a cool series, right? Like, the actors were awesome, everything was great, and I was like, wow. But then this series had like a lot of sexual scenes, like serious sexual scenes. But then I was like, no big deal now. Like, I'm not the one doing it. Like, I'm just watching, right? And then I find myself just watching this series and I'm enjoying it. And then one time, all of a sudden, I'll just find out that I have like this huge sexual urge. Hey! sometimes in the night. Bear in mind that I don't have any boo to unleash this sexual urge on. And then I will feel it. It will be so hard on me. Like there were nights when I'll be talking to God and I'm like, God, if a man should come to this room right now, things are going down. Like, and it was so bad. Like, I was like, who did I offend? And then one time I had to sit down, and that's something that a lot of us need to do, in having to determine our triggers. You have to sit down and ask yourself, what am I doing? Is it something I'm watching? And I had to sit down and ask myself, what exactly it is. I mean, is it? And I traced it to that particular series that I was watching, because prior to that, even though I used to have sexual urge, but it wasn't that urgent. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I realized that it was that movie that was beginning to control my thought system and really was putting on me like some sexual pressures to just have sex like immediately. And I had to stop, brethren, in the Lord. I had to stop watching that series for the sanity of my life, But what I'm trying to say now is know your triggers. You might be different from me. We all have our trigger level. Some of us, we watch those movies and it doesn't do anything to us. God bless you. Hopefully you are saying the truth to yourself. But for me, I knew that I had to stop watching it, and I stopped. And I'm not saying that, I don't have any sexual urge again. No, God forbid that I will not have sexual urge. I need it, like I said in my video at the beginning. But I know now that, my thoughts are more controlled by, the things that I'm watching right now. I'm no more concentrating on just those sexual things, because guess what? Life is not just about sex. There are different aspects of life, it's not just your sexual life. Does that make sense? So watch what you watch. Watch what you hear. Be careful of the places you go. Be careful of the people you talk with. Be careful of what you talk about. I think I've overflogged that area, for the good part of it. So that's it. Secondly, talk about it. If you are having like all these sexual urges, make sure you talk about it. Like, there is no reason why you shouldn't talk about sex or your sexual urge. Anything that you can't talk about has power over you. When you start to talk about it, it loses power over you. Talk about it. And that leads me to my next point. Get an accountability partner. Get somebody that you can talk to, that can, that when you feel like, this is becoming so, you can talk to this person and say, this is how I'm feeling right now. I'm not talking about the person that you talk to and it's like, come, let's have it. No, I'm talking about the person that is also on the purity path with you and will be able to help you, resolve that feeling at that time. Okay, yes, let me go to the corrective part. So there are times when you are already in it, like you are feeling the sexual urge, like I said, I was feeling sexual urge. What did I do? First of all, I'd like to say, try not to stay in one place. Try not to be solitary. If you are feeling the sexual urge and you are in your room, for instance, like in your house, for instance, I would advise, go out. Go to like the mall, even if it's to go and buy $1 sweet, go there, buy it and come back home. All right. Secondly, I'd like to say that, if it's at night, for instance, and you cannot go out, phone a friend, tell a friend, hey, this is how, I'm feeling right now. Or you can actually phone a friend and talk about something else. What you just need to do is to distract yourself from that area for the meantime. And if you are able to distract yourself, then you think less about sex at that time. Does that make sense? Call your friend, talk about politics, talk about your career, talk about different things, because guess what, like I said, there are different aspects to life apart from sex. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series today. I want to say that one of the reasons why I'm doing this is because when we're able to control our sexual urge, it gives us the chance to have better and more beautiful relationships with people. When we meet people, we're not just meeting them as a result of our sexual urge, like I want to have you now. No, we're meeting them because we want to know them. And you see, when we allow the right parts, of ourselves to come into relationship, we shouldn't allow, that sexual sense of, that sexual urge to govern our relationships. Get to know people on an emotional level. Get to know them, what they're doing. Get to know their vision. Get to know their career. And so when your mind is not just concentrated on sex, you can get to know people better in a way that would be of great advantage to you, and of course of great advantage to them. And you can do relationships even better. Send me your comments on ways that you have been able to overcome this feeling, and I'll be glad to have your comments. And please don't forget to share, and if you have anything that you want me to touch on as I do this video series, I'll be super super excited to do. I love you guys so much. Thank you again for watching. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram for, super lovely quotes at the whole bit, which is right here on the screen. And you can follow me on Twitter at the whole bit, which is also right here on the screen. You can also follow me on Facebook, Temidoluwa Olanyo. I love you guys too. Scatter. Thank you so much for coming again, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye, guys.